everybody. He's Chief Brody. She's Ellen. I'm Hooper. No, wait, that ain't it. He's Quint. I'm Mayor Vaughn. She's the skinny dipper who swam in the death stew that's the ocean. No, this ain't Jaws. This is Vikings Report. Drew and Ted. Drewster, how are you? We're back.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the podcast water, Ted, here we go.
Done it.
E and F, the greatest E and F notes ever written in music by Mr. John Williams. What a classic movie that was.
You know, one of the reasons I think the ocean is just a volatile death stew that nobody should even go near is largely due to that movie. Because I saw that movie when I was a kid, and I probably shouldn't have because I was probably too young to watch it when I did. But, man, I've never liked the ocean. I've never been a fan of the beach. And, yeah, so I'm good. I'm done. Don't need to go in the ocean ever again.
We know all about you, Chief. You don't go in the water at all, do you?
They couldn't get anybody at the beach for months after that movie came out.
No,
A classic 1975. You know that Godfather is 72, Jaws 75, Star Wars 77, Aliens 79,
Exorcist was in there in like 72 or 74.
Another scary one. People were running out of the theater like they were in Jaws. And then they came out with like 5 of them. I didn't care for any of those. You know, Jaws and Chucky. Jaws meets Chucky. Whatever. I like the first one. I like the second one, but do a little Tommy Boyle shout out for Callahan's tonight. But nice. Jaws, Ted, before we get to your fishing trip, I got a tasty tidbit for Jaws.
Let's go.
You know, when that movie came out in 75, it was way over budget. $9 million. They had like $2 million to spend. It was up to $9 million. Way over on time. They were like a year over on time. That movie, when it was all said and done, made $461 million at the box office.
It's 100 to 1. 100 to 1.
Wasn't that Spielberg's like first really big hit?
He was going to get fired.
Yeah.
Because it was over budget. That big old mechanical shark didn't work. It didn't work out in the ocean. It was the first movie really shot on the ocean. And they were telling him, dude, you got to take this to a pool. This ocean stuff isn't working. And he kept saying, no, we got to stick to it. And Robert Shaw was getting drunk and goosing all the women on the set. Dreyfuss was getting drunk. It was crazy, dude.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
What a great movie. Toonces, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, but I can't remember. Was I even alive when that movie came out?
No, you hadn't been born yet. You were born in next year.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I saw it, but I don't really remember it.
I got taken to see it in 79, so I was 14. It was pretty frightening when it came out. I didn't go to the beach.
Great movie all the way. Great lines, great scenes. And the music just tied into that movie so well, like the ominous, bad things are about to happen. When those barrels pop up, and the music hits.
Here we go.
Done it.
Gotta share this with you, man. Here's how much they cared about, like, getting sued and stuff in the 70s, about when they made a movie if they're going to get sued by actors. They hooked her up out in the water to this harness thing, right? They hooked her up to a harness to throw her around. And Spielberg says, tighten that thing down. Tighten it. So when she's thrown around, her arms are getting, like, pulled out of the socket in real life. That's how they got her to scream like. You know those iconic screams?
Yeah.
If you watch that movie, if you listen closely to the iconic screams, she says, as she's screaming, she says, "This hurts." That was real. That was real. That was real. And Spielberg told the guys underwater, he was cueing them, pull her underwater when she doesn't know it. So she swallows water to make it look all realistic.
Wow.
They tortured that chick in that scene. I mean, when the movie started with that, people were like wide-eyed. They got your attention now. But when you talk about that scene, bless her heart, she didn't get mad about it or anything, but she said she felt like she got ate by a real shark doing that scene. Wow. Crazy.
All right, we are back. We took a week off. Well, I took a week off. Northwest Ontario. Go fishing trip I go on with my stepdad and my brother. And
Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommy carps. Fish sharp, swallow you whole.
Fish count, beer count. Let's hear it.
we caught a ton of fish, man. I don't have a number, but we had some really, really good days, and we drank our fair share of alcohol too. So,
Shocker.
yeah, I'm sure one of those facts is a surprise to everybody. But yeah, we had a really good time. It always is a good time.
I'm glad you had a good time, Ted. Not much was happening in Viking land.
No, not a lot, but we got a lot happening on this show, Drew.
Yes, we do. We are 92 days from kickoff, Ted Glover.
92 days. Under 100.
You got it together. Yes. 92 is under 100.
As you can tell, I was a math major in college. Look, we got a lot of stuff going on. One of the things we got going on, I'm going to talk about right after we do what, Drew? What time is it?
Ted,
Yeah.
I'm cooler than you are. So why don't you fix your little problem and light this candle?
He's right. Light this candle.
Yes. Resume the countdown.
All right, I'm cooler than you are. Why don't you fix your little problems and light this candle?
He's right. Let's light this candle.
He surely is. Light the candle.
Yes. Resume the countdown.
What are you, some kind of half-ass astronaut?
All right. Now we can
Banana,
start.
banana.
We're happy to be back in studio. I had the week off. We got some Vikings news we got to talk about. We got our draft pick review with depth chart analysis continuing this week with the offensive tackle position and sixth-round pick Vederian Lowe out of Illinois. We also we started in episode 63, we opened up our Rook Dog Challenge contest. Drewster, why don't you tell us again what the Rook Dog Challenge is?
You know, we might have opened that up a little early, Ted.
Das hat sie auch gesagt, Mann.
Michael. Michael.
This contest, which pays $100,
$1 million.
this contest, you have to pick the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and you have to also pick the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. NFL, not Vikings, for the whole NFL. It's the only place to enter the contest is right below. Put your guesses in below who you think is going to be the Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's that simple. You only enter one time. You cannot change your selection once you enter.
But you have until our last show prior to week one to put your entry in. Winner at the end of the year gets $100 gift certificate. And that's not the only contest we got coming up. We got our fantasy football contest. We've got a kicker fantasy football contest coming up this year as well. We'll talk about that as we get closer to the regular season. But for now, we're kind of late to the party on this one. This happened while I was in Canada. Sadly, former Vikings cornerback Jeff Gladney was killed in a car accident on May 30th, along with his girlfriend. Again, you know, it's just the second really kind of shocking death in the NFL offseason with Wayne Haskins earlier in the season, and now Jeff Gladney. You know, Gladney had the off-the-field trouble. He was found not guilty of all that off-the-field stuff. The Vikings had cut him between the alleged incident and the trial. He got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals and was a member in good standing of the Cardinals. And, yeah, just sad news, man. Sad news.
It's really tough to hear about these things, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Thoughts and prayers out to his family and friends.
No matter what you think, it's not something you wish upon anybody. Just terrible news all the way around. Some other Vikings news. They've wrapped up their OTAs. They've had 3 weeks of OTAs. A couple injuries. First of all, do we care about injuries in June, Drew? Do they matter?
The thing is, Bob, it's not that I'm lazy. It's that I just don't care.
No, I'm not really worried about any injuries. There's been some injuries, but they're all stuff that's going to heal up by when training camp is fully kicked in.
Not one. Kenny Willekes, he was hurt, was released, wasn't picked up on waivers. The Vikings re-signed him and put him on IR. So,
Oh, he can't come back?
no, he's on injured reserve. He's done, man.
Oh, I thought once he cleared waivers, go for it.
They did, but they signed him and put him on injured reserve right away. So,
And I liked Willekes. I thought he had a chance to have a good season coming up. Overall, Ted, there's still 3 months to go. Are you worried about the injuries? I know Marsette's in a boot, but they said by the time training camp kicks in, he'll be all right.
yeah, he was in a walking boot. So the Vikings signed Albert Wilson, who may or may not be the Tajay Sharp signing of this offseason. That remains to be seen. I don't know. The Vikings have drafted guys. They got guys that had got hurt last year that are coming back. Willekes, look, he played well in a couple spots at times last year, but no, I don't think it's a significant injury that is going to affect the Vikings overall. I think Smith Marset will be ready for training camp in July. Again, not something I'm really concerned about either. I will say, though, do you think something like this opens the door for a guy like Jalen Naylor, who we talked about in episode 63? Think it gives him a potential advantage, or at least lets him get caught up to where maybe Smith Marset was close to?
I think it does. I think it really does. I know they signed Albert Wilson, who from the Chiefs in Miami. The best stuff Albert Wilson did was at Georgia State when he was pretty prolific in college. Matter of fact, Albert Wilson is one of the top 30 college football players yardage-wise in history.
Really?
6,200 yards plus at Georgia State. So he hasn't really developed into what he was going to be in the pros. I'm not really even sure Albert Wilson's going to be with this team come September. I think it opens up the door big time for Naylor.
Naylor, I don't even know her. I know more about Flip Wilson than I do Albert Wilson, to be honest with you.
Ann Wilson. What about the great Nancy Wilson?
Ann and Nancy Wilson, yeah.
Ann or Nancy, Ted?
The blonde. Which Nancy Wilson was the blonde,
Nancy.
right? Yeah,
Nancy.
Yeah.
Playing that shred, dude.
I think Wilson is just a guy as well. I think he's just there to fill a roster spot so the Vikings can carry as many players. I mean, because when we did the wide receiver position in episode 63 a couple of weeks ago, when we profiled Jalen Naylor, there are 11 wide receivers on the roster. So I think the chances of Albert Wilson, unless he does something absolutely spectacular that no one sees coming, he's just a guy going in.
Well, he has experience a lot more than some of the guys have. I mean,
true.
Not overwhelming numbers, but he put up numbers with Kansas City, put up numbers with the Dolphins. He's played in a lot of games. But Naylor has the most potential out of all those guys, I think.
Even over Smith Marset?
I would say in the long term, yes. I liked Marset, though. He'll get out of that boot and he'll get back on track. I'm not really worried about the injuries right now. You know what I am a little bit concerned about? And I thought about this in my walk today.
What's that?
Keeping myself in shape is an important thing in my life.
What is your shape? Round? Pear?
I'm worried about Vederian Smith and Hunter. I am. Especially Vederian Smith. I know he got a little tweak. I'm not freaking out about that now. But he's starting to get that feel from my gut feeling, Ted. We have that old school gut feeling that I don't want to, by week 8, Hunter has 5 games in and Vederian Smith has 2. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he can play every damn game, but it has a feel to me that it's going to be weird like that. Talk me out of it.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.
I'm not going to worry about anything until somebody reports to camp and we have the old, well, like with Daniil Hunter a couple years ago. If Kevin O'Connell uses the word tweak when referring to an injury, I'm going to lose my mind. We're not going to have tweaks. Just say he's hurt. The one thing that bugged me the most about that whole end of the time with Zimmer and all that is just they were holding everything like it was this like top secret information that if the Chinese or the Russians got would be the downfall of the United States. Man, it's just football. It's just a football injury. Daniil Hunter hurt his neck. We are hoping it's going to be a short-term thing, but right now, I don't know. And when I get more information, I'll tell you. But he's hurt, and he's not practicing now. That's all I need to hear.
Ted, it's like the mayor telling Chief Brody, we're not going to tell him it's a shark attack.
Yeah.
You tell him.
Open the beach.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. It's going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
You say they see a barracuda, that's one thing. But you mention a shark, we got a panic on our hands.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
And then, if it's a really bad injury, I want O'Connell to walk in like Brody did, and when he sees the shark and says, we're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, improv. Improv. Robert Shaw said he just backed into the boat with a look on his face, and Shaw was supposed to look up and then look out at the ocean. He said Scheider came up with that on his own. We need to get a bigger boat. Was completely improv. Wasn't in the script.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
That was the cool thing about Spielberg. He left all that in.
Not Spielman, Spielberg.
Steven Spielman, he would have got a bunch of actors that couldn't come through in the end.
If Rick Spielman had directed Jaws, it would have been a 7th grade drama club that would have just completely failed on the big stage. That would have been a Rick Spielman production.
Jaws by Rick Spielman. That gives you a lot to think about.
And he wouldn't have called it Jaws. He would have called it Teeth. I don't know. We're so dumb. God, we are so dumb. What are we doing?
It's good to have you back so we can talk like dumb idiots again.
It's good to be back. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry about it until it becomes a thing when training camp hits. When that happens, then, yeah, we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out. But right now, I don't care. It's June. I just came back from vacation. I'm in too good a mood to care about injuries on the Minnesota Vikings.
Look at that. It's a bull shark. It scraped me when I was taking samples.
I got something for you. That's the thresher. You see that? Chief Thresher's tail.
Thresher?
It's a shark.
You want a drink?
So that pretty much does it for Vikings news, unless you want to talk about anything.
We're not going to get into breaking down everybody's numbers. And this guy had 800 snaps over here. This guy ran around a cone. Here's what they're doing. First team offensive line. Jesse Davis is taking most of the snaps at right guard. Chris Reed is taking snaps with the second team at right guard. Kyle Hinton, second team left guard. Of course, we're set at the left guard position. Wyatt Davis and Ed Ingram are both third string guys. That's basically where we're at right now. And we could talk about it and draw it all out, but that's pretty much where they're at. The Vikings are set at left tackle with Darisaw. They're set at right tackle with O'Neal. They're set at left guard with Ezra Cleveland because he's better than Ezra. The only two positions are right guard and center. We got 3 months to let it all go fluid and all work itself out. We're not going to talk musical chairs about the O-line every week.
No, we're not.
They're going to figure it out. Somebody will be there when we start.
When they start training camp with who they think their starting five are, unless some guy really outplays another dude, that's probably who it's going to be unless that happens or there's an injury. So right now it's what? Darisaw, Cleveland, Bradbury, Davis, and O'Neal. That's your offensive line, starting offensive line.
And Vederian Lowe is going to be in the mix.
Yeah, speaking of offensive line, we're going to talk about the tackles specifically tonight. We're going to talk our draft pick review and depth chart analysis segment.
I wanted to do a tasty tidbit. I haven't been able to do a tasty tidbit in a while. You want to know why I want to do a tasty tidbit?
What?
I haven't seen my graphic that the great Hannah Klepper made. Can we put my graphic up there for the tasty tidbit?
What's your tasty tidbit?
Can you do the graphic again with the horn? I want it with the horn. That's better. You know that Cousins, 30 touchdowns for Cousins, Justin Jefferson, 1,500 yards, and Dalvin Cook, 1,000+ rushing yards are the first team in history to do that in one season. But I got one that's even tastier than that. Throw that one out the window.
Did they go to the playoffs with those numbers?
No, and that's why I'm going to go off with another tasty tidbit. The Vikings currently have the best streak with having scored a touchdown in every game for 83 consecutive games.
Really?
How's that? 83 games.
That's a cool tidbit, but what's that got them?
Back to 2016. Can you remember the team that we played when we did not score a touchdown? It was 2016, the last time we did not score a touchdown in a game.
2016, so that would have been the Sam Bradford year. They started out 5-0.
It's a pretty impressive streak.
Was it the Colts late in the year?
Yeah. 34-6.
I hope that's the USS Indianapolis.
You were on the Indianapolis?
2 4-bath field goals is all we could muster that day, Ted.
Jeez, man, that's terrible.
But that is a tasty-ass tidbit. 83 games in a row they've had a touchdown.
Hope that translates into more winning than we've seen in the recent seasons.
I think so, too, but I want to get my tasty tidbit in. Okay, back to you.
All right. So with our draft pick depth chart analysis, we've got offensive tackle this week, and we're focusing on 6th-round pick, number 184 overall, the University of Illinois, Vederian Lowe.
Looks like University of Illinois.
Yeah, man, these last few days have been exciting to say the least. You know, just to know that I've now, gotten to the doorstep of the NFL. Just to know that our lives, are changing before our eyes. It's been definitely exciting. Also, it's been, pretty, nerve wracking as well, just because I have a lot of components in my life, with the wife and the kids and my brother and everything like that. Those are big boy decisions that, I gotta make regarding to, moving them with me and everything. But it's been very exciting, and I'm very, very glad that the Vikings gave me this opportunity, and I'm just ready to make the most of it.
Drew, you like this kid.
First off, I know we saved this for the end of this segment. I do not think he's going to make the roster, but I think this is the diamond in the rough that offensive line coach Chris Cooper can work with, as well as the rest of the staff. This guy's got a lot of potential, very high ceiling, but he needs a ton of work. He needs a lot of work and a lot of coaching at the next level. I love the size, 6'6", 320. He's the perfect project guy. He's not going to be ready this year, but I watched more tape of him last night. And as I'm watching it, Ted, I'm thinking, this dude could maybe play a guard. I know you don't want to draft a tackle and make him a guard. I'm just saying, I think he can make a living at guard. Go ahead.
I'm about sick of the Minnesota Vikings drafting tackles and turning them into guards.
I knew you were going to
Draft the friggin' guard!
When I was doing my notes last night, I started chuckling to myself, going, Ted's going to say this exact thing when I mention it.
So done with that. But okay, whatever. All right.
The thing about this guy is he's got a lot of experience at the college level. He played 52 games at Illinois in the Big Ten, which is no slouch place to play. But he was really just an average offensive lineman until last season when Brett Bielema was the head coach. You remember our friend Brett Bielema?
Brett Bielema. What a buffoon that guy was.
Over at Wisconsin, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wisconsin. Then he went to Arkansas, and now he's at Illinois. Yeah. Did Bielema show him how to shotgun beers at a frat party? Bring his college career full circle? Bielema's like the ultimate frat boy, man.
Well, he is Bielema. But, he gave credit where credit was due. One of the things you got to like about this guy, Ted, is his character and coming over. And he's already got the work ethic. And he's 23 years old. He's already got 2 kids, balancing a family. He knows I got to work. I make my family. I got to go get this job. I got to make it in the NFL to support my family. In 2019, his mom died. He took over guardianship of his younger brother.
Really?
And watched after him. I did a lot of reading on this guy. And the more you read, the more you're impressed by saying this guy, just generally in life, he's got it figured out.
Sounds like an impressive young kid who I am now cheering for, and I'm going to quit making fun of him.
You're not going to find him drunk at a strip club or the script club. He has his head on straight. It's good to have a guy with high character. It's going to work hard. The guy knows he has to make it to make a living for his family.
So a lot of upside, but obviously there was a reason he was a 6th round pick, and there's a reason you don't think he'll make the final 53-man roster. What are those reasons?
Well, for one, he gave up way too many pressures and way too many sacks.
He was a left tackle, correct?
Yes. He played guard in high school, but when he came to Illinois, they turned him into a tackle.
Was Mike Zimmer on the Illinois staff then too? Let's take a tackle, make him a guard. We'll take a guard, make him a tackle.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So does he have the strength to succeed, and it's just like a technique thing for him?
I think it is.
He just doesn't have the athleticism to develop the technique to be able to be a decent left tackle.
He's big, he's strong, he's got high character, he's athletic, great foot movement. He just has too many brain farts when guys get by him, but he flashes. And if you take the flashes and you can turn those flashes into a finished product, he's a guy that, I'm telling you, if you work with him, he could be a starter in a couple of years, and a very good one at that. Okay. Not like the Orca boat sinking at the end there. I see him as a practice squad guy, Ted.
Okay. So we'll just look at the tackles right now. And look, the left and right tackle are established positions. Christian Darrisaw is going to be your left tackle. Brian O'Neill is going to be your right tackle. Besides Vederian Lowe, you have Timon Paris, who has really not been the same since he lost his buddy Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa.
Where the hell did Timon Paris come from?
I don't know. And then Blake Brandel, who I would argue is probably the top guy right now as your swing top substitute tackle.
I think that's why they got Lowe. They drafted him to be the swing tackle.
Okay.
But the good thing is there's no pressure on him. He doesn't have to play this year. He's a total project, and I think the Vikings like that.
When you're looking at this roster of tackles, Darisaw, O'Neal, Lowe, Paris, Brandel, 5 guys, 2 starters for sure. Depth is still a concern for me here. Is it for you?
Very much. I mean, either of those starters get hurt, we're in trouble.
I mean, I think Darisaw and O'Neal are fantastic starters. Darisaw, I think, got better and better once he got in and started playing. O'Neal has been a solid right tackle since he came in the NFL and started playing. But, yeah, if you look past those 2 guys, Blake Brandel's not a guy that gives me a lot of confidence long term. And then you've got Paris and Lowe.
I don't know. Just be ready, though. Be ready in a couple months. They say, Vederian Lowe's getting a couple shots at guard.
I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to be like Roy Scheider at the end of the movie when he's getting ready to shoot the shark. Smile, you son of a bitch, bang, and blows the shark up.
Come on, you got to do it better than that. Come on, give me a better Roy Scheider.
That's the best I can do right now.
Smile, you son of a...
Smile, you son of a...
I think Lowe has a very good shot at making the final 53-man roster because, you said, and I agree with you, that I think they're going to try and develop him to be a guy that, like a super sub, like Rashad Hill. If he develops into a Rashad Hill type player, I don't have a problem with that as a 6th-round draft pick coming out of school.
If you don't break him of his bad habits, he also becomes Clemmings.
Well, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
You cannot send guys out there too early with their bad habits because it ruins them.
And if they're going to go with 4 tackles, it comes down to Paris and Vederian Lowe. And if the Vikings are going on long-term potential, I would think they would go with a guy like Lowe unless he just doesn't show out in training camp at all in the preseason. I'm going to be excited to watch him during the preseason to see how he performs.
So Brandel, maybe Lowe. Maybe Lowe does have a shot at the starting lineup. I don't want to cut him too short on the thing, so we'll see.
All righty. So that should about do it for our draft pick review and depth chart analysis. We're going to take a quick break, and we are going to come back with trivia right after this commercial break.
Jaws is the game where you try to fish out what's in the jaws of the great white shark.
I'm going for the camera. Made it.
But be careful, because if you remove the wrong piece, the jaws will get you. And you're out. Jaws, it's you against the great white shark and each other from Ideal.
Welcome to Toonces Trivia. How you guys doing? Drew. That was clearly so you won't interrupt me. All right.
Am I muted right now?
You are not muted right now.
You know what? I have to take a stand on this rampant muting that I get.
Rampant? I did it once.
People don't like to hear me muted, Toonces. They like to hear my solid voice.
All right, we'll use that beautiful voice to answer these questions in these categories. I had a hard time thinking of questions this week, so...
Okay.
No, nobody?
That's what she said.
There we go.
Ted's still a little late from his fishing trip.
Yeah, part of me's still in Canada.
All right, this week's categories: Jaws, How Low Can You Go, and other Minnesota draft picks from Illinois.
I can go pretty low.
That's what she said. We're so dumb. Just so dumb.
I'll have to agree with that.
Okay.
For the Jaws category. Okay, this is a picture puzzle.
Okay.
you're going to see the picture puzzle and you have to name the actor. It's not their name on Jaws, it's their actual name in real life, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Name the actor.
What's that first guy, Ted? I can't see him.
Richard Dreyfuss?
That is correct. All right. Very good. Now you know how to do it, so these next ones shouldn't be that hard. Here's 200. Name the actor.
Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider, yep.
Yes, minus the N there. All right. 300. Name the actor.
Robert Hamilton.
Bill Hamilton.
Billy George.
Billy the Kid.
Bill Murray. Murray Hamilton. Murray Hamilton.
Yes, good.
Is George Hamilton still alive?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
You got all of them correct so far. Here's the last one. Name the actor.
Gary Busey. I forgot her name.
She was in The Sopranos too. She was Melfi in The Sopranos.
Wait. Who was the wife of Roy Scheider? What was her real name? I give up.
Lorraine.
That's her. Lorraine Gary. She played Mrs. Brody, Ted.
And that's Lorraine Bracco as the actress.
Correct. All right. How low can you go? This is a very mixed, random, I maybe spoke to Join or something before I did this category. Here we go.
Ted, what'd you say, Ted?
I'm just kidding. Cats don't smoke.
No, that would give you a certain kind of catitude, though.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go. How tall is Rob Lowe?
I'm going to say 5'11".
Okay, sounds good to me.
That is correct. Good job. All right, for 200. Which U.S. city in the upper 48 has the southernmost Lowe's store?
What?
These questions clearly are because we did Vederian Lowe, by the way.
Okay.
Miami? Wouldn't Miami be the most, unless El Paso? No, El Paso's West Texas.
I'm going with Ted's guess because I don't have any idea how to answer this.
I don't even know where far Texas is, so I'm going to go with Miami.
Where do we go?
It is far Texas.
Stupid. This is the type of question you get when you smoke the devil's lettuce.
Come on, Toonces! Get off that catnip weed, Toonces!
All right, this lower-than-life scum Jeff Lowe was on this reality TV show with Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic.
Tiger King.
Yes.
I thought that was Anthony Tollison.
All right, last one. This Lowe has played for the Tampa Bay Rays since 18.
First name that pops in my mind is Chad Lowe, but I don't think that's correct.
Let's go with that.
Isn't that one of Rob's brothers, Chad Lowe?
I don't know.
Brandon Lowe.
Brandon Lowe of the Tampa Bay Rays. All right, last category. Now this one might be a little bit difficult.
We got to sweep this category to win today, Ted.
So can you guys remember the last time they had a draft pick out of Illinois?
Before Vederian Lowe? No.
Yeah, it's a long time. So these are draft picks and they're all old. I'm going to give you a year and what is it? A year and a position and the round they were taken in.
Okay.
And you name the player. 1986 is the last time. 6th round running back.
Drawing a blank.
Alfred Anderson, maybe?
Baylor.
Oh, okay.
Was it Rick Fenny?
No.
Drawing a blank. Ted.
I don't know.
Thomas Rooks.
I'd have never gotten that one.
These are not easy. All right, here we go. 77, 9th round linebacker.
Scott Studwell.
Yes. I can't believe 9th round?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's got to be our best late round pick in franchise history right there, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, 1973, 4th round quarterback.
Jason Verduzco. 73, 4th
Bob
round.
Barry, maybe?
He was already in the league, I think.
Was he? Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mike Wells.
Of course.
Obviously. Duh.
No relation to the great Orson Welles, Ted.
Hey, if there were some more that were more recent, that'd be great, but there wasn't. All right, this last one was taken the same year as Studwell, 10th round kicker.
Oh my God.
Is that Rick Danmeyer?
I'm going to go with Danmeyer.
Dan Beaver. Sorry, guys. You win some, you lose some.
Beaver? I don't even know her.
We gotta brush up on our Eli and I pick, Ted.
Yeah, we sure do.
Thank you for playing. We will see you next week.
Thanks, Toonces.
Thanks, Toonces.
All right, so that'll about do it for episode 64.
Did we cover all the important topics tonight, Ted?
I think we did. If we didn't, so what? It's June. Nobody cares.
Nobody
cares.
Everybody's taking like 3 months off. We're going to trudge forward and keep our show going. You know, Rhino and Lance at Vikings Uncensored, they're trudging along too. They're going to keep their show going as well. So
only thing people care about right now is our draft pick depth chart analysis. Everything that happens is just wheat and chaff. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters team-wise now until training camp. That's when it all gets real, and that's when everybody's going to start caring again. We care. We always care.
Episode 64, Ted.
Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I still can't believe, we got like over 9,200 subscribers now. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, watching the video, ring the bell for notifications of new episodes and new videos. Thanks to you, Drew, for being funniest co-host and the best, most knowledgeable dude in the business. Thank you, Toonces, for making sure that this show gets edited and aired on time every week. This would not happen without you. So I'm happy to be back. We're going nonstop all the way through training camp of the regular season.
That's what she said.
No more. So good to have you back, Ted. No more fishing trips. We're into football now. We got a lot of contest stuff coming up, so be sure to get your picks in. Rook Dog Challenge, you want to start getting it in your mind, and in your head, and in your brain to start making these selections. Robert Shaw who played Quint, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
The great Robert Shaw.
He was a great actor.
Jaws wouldn't have been Jaws without Robert Shaw.
Would not have.
I'll leave you with this great poem that he wrote. Here lies the body of Mary Lee. Died at the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity. If you watch Jaws, you will see him recite that poem as he's loading the boat. Episode 64 is in the books. And thanks for Trivia Toonces. Thanks for everybody subscribing and watching our show. We really appreciate it. Say good night, Ted.
Good night, Ted. Bump, bump.
What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine. An eating machine. Great black cat. Mistake to claim in the waters off Amity Island.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell cat. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July. This cat swallow you whole.
You ever have one do this before?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.